Morning, YouTubers. Um, Today I got to wash the plow on the tractor and then disconnect the plow, get the tractor in the barn for all this garbage we're supposed to get tomorrow night or afternoon, whenever it's supposed to start. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hook up, I think I'm gonna hook up the big fire hose to blast off the big portion of the mud, and then from there I'm probably going to go to the power washer and then brush it and hose it. That's my plan for today. It's a little chillier than I thought it'd be. They were originally thinking it was going to be 45 degrees, and I think today's high is going to be like 41. But it's all right. This still needs to get done today so we can get that tractor put away for winter. I have someone that's supposed to come and look at the old combine today as well. I haven't heard what time they're going to be here, or if they're for sure positive coming today. They just, last time I talked to them, they mentioned coming today. But I need to get my washing apparel on, and I need to turn the well back on and pressurize the hoses and things like that. I need to get all that going. The wife told me that I should film washing this stuff, but do it in the time-lapse thing like I did yesterday. So I'm thinking about doing that, just setting up the camera and just start washing. But that won't be until after I get all my gear on and get the hose and everything all set up and the well turned on and things like that. So come along for the ride. Let's clean this dirty girl. All right, got my rain suit on. I got my rubber gloves so I can put under my gloves, so when my gloves get wet, my hands are still dry. Got the hose all set up. So now I'm going to set you guys probably over there somewhere up on the tripod, and I'm going to start the time lapse and go from there. We'll get this old girl washed up. Well, I got that hosed off. I'm not real concerned about getting this thing perfectly clean. I wanted to get all the bulk of the dirt off, because the dirt that sits there over winter, it'll rust the machine more and kind of eat the paint. So if you get the bulk off of it, because this sits outside all winter long, Mother Nature will pretty much clean it the rest of the way for us. But yeah, you can see it's actually green and yellow again, not brown and kind of greenish. So it cleans up pretty good. When I say fire hose, it really is a fire hose. We put this well in to fill our sprayer. It pumps 75 gallons a minute at 60 psi, and we run it out of a 2-inch hose, which restricts it down to a 1/2-inch line, so that pretty much you're cleaning things with volume of water, not pressure. So it does a really nice job. When you crack that valve open all the way, that thing will shoot 40 feet out the end of the hose, and it's got, at 60 psi, it's got a fair amount of pressure to it, and it does a nice job of just cleaning the bulk stuff off. It kind of just blasts everything off. It uses a fair amount of water, but it does a nice job. And at 75 gallons a minute, you're getting clean. So I'm going to go fire the tractor up, let it warm up a minute, go unhook this, park it for the winter, and then I'm going to bring the tractor over, and then we're going to blast the tractor with the fire hose, get it as clean as we possibly can with the fire hose, then switch over to brush and soap and things like that on the tractor. All right, got the tractor over here now. I need to blast all this off. It's pretty dirty, as you can see. I don't know if I'm going to film all of the blasting this tractor off, just because of the fact that I don't know if I'm going to have the battery to do it. This is going to take a while. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to blast this off, and then I'll film. I'm going to walk around and show you how dirty it is now. I'll blast it off with the big hose, the fire hose, and I'll show you again what it looks like after the fire hose, and then maybe I'll film me actually brushing it, and then we'll go from there. Of course, realistically, you guys all saw this yesterday. So, let's get the blasting this thing off of the fire hose. Well, I managed to soak my camera. Good thing it's waterproof. But yeah, I got the bulk of this stuff off now. As you can see, she's a little cleaner. If you can see, you can still see like mud right here. See the marks I left? That's where you come in and you hit it with a garden hose and then brush it with soap and water, and she cleans right up real nice. And then rinse it off, and we'll park it in the barn. But this is bad enough that I'm probably going to rewash this thing in the spring. What I'll do is I'll brush this thing and get it as clean as I possibly can right now. And then as it sits and dries, you'll see spots that you miss and things like that. So I will, probably what I do is when I service it this spring, change the oil and grease it and all that other hoo-ha, I'm going to probably rewash it again. Then just so it's spotless. And then I probably wax it, wheel it out and wax it and everything in the spring. I normally do all the tractors in the spring. I wax them all. Waxing the tractor seems to help with the dust and dirt from planting season. Usually the dust doesn't stick to it as bad, and then you can go in with just an air hose or a leaf blower and kind of just blow the tractors off, and they pretty much come clean after that. Unless you get into some mud, then you got to wash them. But yeah, that's usually we'll wax them. I'll wax them every spring, put a good coat of wax on them, and they look really nice. They look brand new. So now I'm going to drag out all the garden hose and my bucket and brush and soap and everything else, and then I can start brushing this thing and getting her hosed off good. Well, there's half the tractor. It looks a whole lot better. Now I'm gonna do the other half. You guys don't need to watch that. You kind of get the drift of everything. I'm gonna do the other half, and then I need to pull the little tractor out, the side-by-side out, so I can get this one in the barn and get it packed in there good. And then maybe I'll clean the floor up a little bit here, and I'll probably ought to hose out the back of the side-by-side while I got all the water out. Oh, well, hello there. Apparently I accidentally hit the on button. I'm wiping the camera off because it got soaking wet from washing the floor and everything else. It's got mud all over it. So now I'm trying to clean the stupid thing. Don't want you guys to be all dirty and stuff. But anyway, I guess seeing as how I'm recording, I'll walk you through everything. I kind of cleaned the floor, got that cleaned up, rinsed out the side-by-side, or rinsed it off. I didn't wash it, but I rinsed it off. Got it somewhat clean. I was able to bring the white truck in, so I got that backed in, and then I got the big tractor parked in here for winter. So it cleaned up pretty nice. I'm pleased with it. Cleaned up for now. I do have to put the battery tenders on the white semi and the big tractor. Everything else has got a battery tender on it and an ozone generator in it. I need to grab an ozone generator for both of these, the big tractor and the semi, for the cabs, and then hook a battery tender up to them, and they're good for winter. We run ozone generators on all the cabs because we found that the ozone generators create ozone in the cabs. It actually cleans this, the farming smell out of the cabs, because you get a fair amount of stench in some of these cabs once in a while, but it actually cleans the air and purifies the air inside the cabs, and it cleans them out. It gets rid of all this, any kind of smell or whatever, and it also creates enough ozone inside the cabs that mice do not like to go in there. They can't survive in there. So that's another reason why we run ozone generators inside all the cabs, is because of the fact that the mice cannot live in them. Like as far as the backs of the combines, inside the walker tables and everything, there's nothing we can do about that. We do what we can. We throw mice bait out and around and everything, some poison for them around the bottoms of the combines, and I do throw like mothballs inside the combine, inside the walking mechanism of the combine, because of the fact that mice, they go around mothballs, but it does deter them a little bit. And also when you fire up the combine, all the mothballs just shoot right out the back anyway, so that's another reason why we throw them in there. But for the most part, how we winterize the tractors and stuff is ozone generators in the cabs, battery tenders on all the batteries, so come springtime, they fire right up and we don't have to worry about dead batteries and things like that. So yeah, I'm going to throw an ozone generator on both of those truck and tractor, and then throw a battery tender on them. This is the ozone generators that we use. They're Ozone 1 generators. They're relatively inexpensive. I think these were like 60 or 70 bucks, but they last us forever. For as long as we own the tractors, it's well worth the money as far as we're concerned. And then as far as battery tenders, we just use the Black & Decker 12 volt, 6 volt system. It runs 6 volt or 12 volts. And those were, I don't know, those were 20 or 30 bucks a piece. They're relatively inexpensive compared to buying 3 or 4 batteries for a piece of equipment. So it sounds like a flock of geese like crazy. Look at them all. I don't know if you guys can pick them out, but those things are like flying rats. All right, so I'm going to get this stuff hooked up and then see what else the day brings. Well, there you have it, guys. The last piece of the puzzle has been put away for winter. I think I'm going to concentrate on cleaning up my garage and getting the lift table in the center, and then that way I can get the winter project pulled out of the barn and moved around to the garage and get it up on the table, and so I can start working on it. What I'm doing is I've acquired some older motorcycles, and I'm going to turn them into a rat bike. I'm going to take 3 bikes, turn it into 1 bike, and I haven't decided exactly what all I'm going to do to it. I've been tossing around the idea of putting a sidecar on it, and I've been looking at building that sidecar out of a little manure spreader and kind of turn it into a farming / rat bike type thing. But we'll see how it works out and where it goes. So that's what I'm going to work on throughout the winter to keep you guys entertained until springtime and motorcycle season and all that other stuff comes back into play. So I'm going to sign off here today. I don't know if I'm going to make a video tomorrow or not. It's kind of up in the air, but if I don't, I want to wish everybody a happy new year. And I appreciate every one of you guys.